The phrase that comes to mind is making the case for eviction. And, you know, I think that's what certain elements of our world are trying to do. So, it looks like part of the reason we have not discovered extraterrestrial life or extraterrestrial signals from other worlds is not because, in fact, it's probably the majority of this, is not because they weren't there. It's because we simply didn't have enough scientists actually going through the data to figure out where the signals were. So we just had some recent discoveries using artificial intelligence. There have been found 8 signals within the data of searched stars thus far that look to be like they could be telecommunication signals from other species on other planets, all within about 90 light years of Earth. Now that makes a lot more sense, if that is the case. And something else that makes sense, though is not acceptable, attacking people who are here to help you, is that certain elements of our society know this to be the case and are trying to make the case for our eviction so that otherworldly beings will come and get us out of the mess. Pretty darn fucked up, if you ask me. They were going to come one way or another at some point in the future. They were. That was an inevitability so long as we didn't kill ourselves, and they were going to make sure that we didn't. Okay? Trying to force their hand is not something to be proud of. It's very shameful. Yeah, in your life, you might see and experience things much sooner than you would have otherwise. But man, you made yourselves look bad. And you made the human species look bad. As if we couldn't do this on our own. And that's just not the case. Now, if it is in fact true that these 8 signals that have been found coming from stars within 90 light years of Earth actually are alien signals of like intelligent species, then that renders kind of moot in a lot of ways the story I'm writing. And I'm okay with that. I am hoping, against all hope, that I'm made to look the fool. I'm totally fine with that. I could write a million words, like I said I was going to in my novels, or my stories, over the course of 5 whatever years, only to have happen to me, at the very end of it all, ET show up before I can get the books published, and say, yeah, we're here, we're actually all over the place. I would be ecstatic. I would be ecstatic if they did it naturally and their hands were not forced. Otherwise, this is not something to be proud of. So I started this this video kind of abruptly for that distinct purpose. We are trying to make abrupt these changes upon our own society. Why would they be attacking me specifically, though? I don't know. But they certainly are. They're trying to make me feel as if I'm invisible, as if my life is worthless. It's just very bad. It's just very bad. They shouldn't be doing it. I've said it a dozen times. And there are parasites on this earth that, if there are aliens out there, really don't like us, really don't like the aliens, want to keep us as a species enslaved. And if you've read books like The Custodians from Dolores Cannon and other extraterrestrial experiencer books, and taken in documentaries and other information like that, then the information is pretty replete that this is in fact the case, that there are entities, both human and non-human, within the cabal and the deep state that are trying to do just that. Kill us all and or enslave us. And that it was actually just as bad, if not worse, than everybody in the conspiracy theory community thought. I don't know. I do not know. How could it have gotten this bad? Surely, if otherworldly beings exist, they have not been ignoring us this whole time. Because if they exist now, and they're all over the place, then the very first moment that intelligent life was even possible in the universe was about 3 billion years after the Big Bang. That would indicate that they've been around for about 10 billion years. That means that they are way more advanced than us. Like, unfathomably more advanced than us. And that would also mean that they would see and know everything that has happened, is happening, and is going to happen on our planet. It would mean that everything here is cataloged and understood. Does not mean we don't have free will, etc., etc. So it doesn't line up. Why would they let this happen? You say it's because of free will? Well, this is a pretty interesting path that free will can take, huh? I don't know. Because there's no purpose to this kind of pain and despair and tragedy. So why are, one, they allowing it, and two, we doing it? I guess it's just an artifact of us being near that precipice. But if we are the only ones out here, that explains a lot at the same time. It would explain why we haven't had anybody come to help us. So that piece of information that has just come to light within the last couple months, that we have 8 signals that are anomalous, we don't know what they are, discovered within 90 light years within the last few months, right? That piece of information is critical. So our scientists should be poring over it to try to figure out what they actually are, if they're quasars or something else, because that would get to the core question: are we alone or are we not? If that can give us an answer, then we sidestep all of these confusing questions. Anyways, that's all I got for now. Love you all. Peace.